In today's video, my plan is to turbo swap the Altezza by the end of this video, by the end of this day. Shouldn't be too difficult, touch wood, that we don't have any issues along the way, but this is an NA car, which means we gotta even drop the oil pan and everything to be able to do the swap. So let's get started. Everything that you see on the floor here is pretty much new parts or parts that we've refurbished, cleaned the rust off and painted and everything. We've got new upper arms, we've got new stabilizer or sway bar brackets. I've got, if you remember these were the old tension arms that were covered in rust. I soaked them in my bucket of toilet cleaner outside and they now look brand new, and I've already put serial 9 bushes in them. They're ready to go. I have brand new OEM knuckles from Toyota. We will be cutting these later and adding serial 9's new adapter there, the AK knuckle. We've got new, I guess this is the strut mount that goes onto the lower arm, sway bar link things and brackets, and then our uppers that we refurbished. Everything here, as well as brand new, well, new to me at least. I just finished overhauling them, replacing the seals and lubricating the pins, but these are Mark II Tourer V 1J, VVTi turbo calipers, and we have a brand new set of rotors and pads to go with them as well. So we're getting a nice little brake upgrade on this at the same time. Everything that this thing needs to, go faster and also stop faster, so should be good. All of this is going to be going on after the turbo swap though, because we actually need to drop the subframe, suspend the engine up in the bay, and take the oil pan off to be able to put the return oil drain bung thing in. So let's get to that. But first, I wanna just visually confirm where the oil drain bung is going, because I don't want any mistakes when we get it off. If you're an OG, you know about this one time with Chris Rudnick where he put the oil drain on the intake side of his engine. So I'm pretty much doing this just to make fun of Chris, but he knows that I love him, so it's fine. So I'm just gonna put a little mark here, just so visually, there is no way that we can make a mistake. It's on the same side as the drain. This is the exhaust side, this is where the turbo is gonna be, that's where that's gonna be. I'm not gonna put it on the wrong side, okay? You remember, Daiki? All right, let's pull this off. Before we can suspend and brace this engine, we need to get all this cover off. We're not gonna be using this anymore. This is actually like an integrated air box for the engine. Why does the air filter look like something? Once we've undone a few of those bolts, this should pretty much just lift out like this and take that off. And now we have access to this part of the engine. So apparently on this car, if you undo bolts, water comes out. It's pretty interesting, to be honest. Oh, look, whoa. This one's got water in it too.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, pretty gross looking water too. Oh, I think that's like
Wait, what?
power steering fluid or something.
Oh, you have an extra power steering tank?
Yeah. Ooh, it's just full of water and oil.
Wow, shit's coming.
Oh, we're right in my face, bro.
Yeah.
Did they get you too?
A little bit.
Oh, she's a squirter, boys. Daiki's loving being behind the camera.
Oh.
Thank you. Oh no. I don't think my engine mount's meant to look like that.
Oh, no, it's fine, probably.
Damn it, man. You know what this means?
Engine mount time?
No, it means we can't do the swap today in one day. It's impossible now.
Overnight parts from Japan.
Oh, yeah.
That's what the engine mounts do, Sam.
Both of them.
It's detached for easy access. So how much do you love Altezza's?
Hey, do you need your engine mounts today?
If you want to take it out of my car, go for it.
I'd say yours are just as bad, dude.
Yeah,
That is insane, you know?
it's pretty crazy.
Today's video was going to be us turbo swapping this. So I thought we weren't going to be able to do anything today now that we found this, because we can't put the member back on or the subframe back on to be able to then mount the turbo and everything. But it turns out that Kuni-san has a box of brand new Kazuma engine mounts that we can put in, which will, you know, solve this issue so that we can put our brand new subframe in, because we're getting rid of the old one. I got a new one. I got this for like, I want to say this thing cost me like 5,000 yen, and then I got the new X brace, and this cost me 500 yen, which is like not even $5 US. It's like $3. So luckily, we're going to be able to still get this all back together. So I'm going to get Daiki to start taking the oil pan off. All these 10 mils need to come off. We need to then drop the oil pan, put our hole in it for our oil drain, and we should be good. But man, I got to say, I'm very impressed by this. I'm curious though, has anyone else had an engine mount fail like this on them, on their JZ? But yeah, fortunately, these actually use the exact same engine mount as a JZX100 Koki 1J VVTi turbo. So the two bottom bolts on the bottom and the one at the top.
A few moments later.
Looks like Daiki has gotten the oil pan off. And any surprises in here, Daiki? Any metal or anything? Looks pretty clean. Not bad. Yeah, looks good. He's already getting all the silicone off. Got to clean that whole pan. Having a look inside the engine, it's quite clean, all things considered. There's a tiny bit of sludge here and there, but for the most part, I'm really happy with how tidy that looks. It should do quite well. It's time for us to drill our hole. I'm lined up. We are 100% on the right side. Let's go. I want to show you guys why we chose to drill the hole here. We don't want to drill here because that's where the baffle spot weld is, and we don't want that coming loose. So we've drilled it here, so it's above this point of like the baffle, the stock OEM baffle. There's enough clearance from any accessories on the engine, as well as enough clearance here to get a hose on it and everything. And what I'm gonna do is just use a bit of Scotch-Brite, rough up the surface around it. We're not gonna be welding a bung on this. We're gonna be using the provided sandwich style. I do like to add a O-ring to that, and then just a bunch of silicone sealant, RTV, and we should be good. But I like to just scuff up the surfaces with the Scotch-Brite, so that there's a lot, like something there for the RTV to really like kind of bond and stick to. Just really helps. I guess if you really wanted to be a little bit more like, make this a little bit more permanent, you could, if you don't want to weld it, you could use JB Weld, but I'm not gonna be doing that. And then once it's installed, we will obviously be cleaning the pan again to make sure there's no metal shavings left in it. Time to place this bad boy in here. Get that in. Nice. Get the washer. That goes on there. Okay. It's tight. Shouldn't leak. Perfect. Exactly what we need. Now what we're gonna do is put silicone all the way around here and get this prepped to go back onto the engine. And then we go pick up our engine mounts from Kuni-san and put it all back together. It's time. Here we go. We now have the oil pan back on the engine. We have everything just nipped up, and we'll let it sit for 15 minutes just to let the RTV kind of cure a little bit, and then we'll tighten it all the way and we should be good. But this came out really, really good. Super simple. Love this solution. Don't have to weld anything. Goes in there really nice, and tons of clearance here to get a line on here behind the power steering pump. So perfect.
A few moments later.
I've gotten all the 10 mils nice and snug and tight, brackets back on the transmission on the side of the block. I changed the bushings out on the power steering rack. And in that time, Daiki came back with a box of Kazama engine mounts from Kuni-san. Luckily, he had them in stock. So we're gonna just throw these straight on here, and then we can put our fresh subframe on there and bolt everything back together. And then we can start doing the fun stuff and putting a turbo on the engine. And then the new one goes straight in. Here's our fresh new, well, new to me subframe. This thing is way better condition than the old one. But we want to line this up. Hopefully, everything including the engine mounts all line up perfect and slide into place. Ooh, ooh. There we go. Oh yeah. She's good. Hold that for a second, Daiki. I'm gonna reach over and get some nuts. Okay. Look at that. Went to a nice looking subframe from an old rusty one over here. And this thing was crusty, man. Really bad. I mean, to be fair, it's not too bad in the middle where it was leaking oil, but everywhere around here is where it was super bad. And I was just like, not gonna happen. Look at that, it's all coming off there too. Okay. We've taken the brace off. The engine is now sitting here at the correct height and distance and everything that it was supposed to be at. It's actually a little bit higher. I'm not surprised, those mounts were pretty short. So it was probably sitting a little lower than what it should have. But for the most part, that's all done. Now what we gotta do is take the exhaust manifold off so we can put our nice new exhaust manifold on that's gonna accept a turbo and a dump pipe, and then just start connecting everything together. It's pretty straightforward. The position of all the bolts, or the studs and the nuts on these is so easy to get to. You can pretty much get a side DAC onto all of them. Now, I should be able to just pull this out, off, and then a bit of manhandling. It's a little tricky, and you're gonna twist and pull, and it's pretty tricky, but you can get it out. It's so heavy. The kit comes with brand new Toyota OEM exhaust manifold gaskets, which is awesome. So we can put that and like that. Nice, and now we're ready to put this beautiful work of art on here. If any of you guys are interested in getting the same turbo kit, Rank 1 Performance sells this, and I'll put a link to their website down in the description. It's a really good bolt-on kit. Don't need an aftermarket ECU, you can start enjoying it right away, and it's a full complete kit. Definitely go check it out if you're wanting to do the same to your 1G powered Altezza IS200 or whatever you've got, whatever country you're in. But from here, it's pretty straightforward. We've got our exhaust manifold bolted on there, ready to go. The next step is we got to assemble our turbo. So let's go down to the floor. It's my favorite place, floor gang. Oh, and we're going to start assembling everything. The main thing that we need to do is figure out our turbo orientation and how we're going to clock it, because we want our drain to be on the bottom and our feet to be on the top. And obviously on the sides is going to be our water feed. But for the most part, we have to match everything up, fit it to the rear housing, and kind of just position it on the manifold and then bolt everything in. It's pretty straightforward. And we are going to be using a Garrett, genuine Garrett. This is a GTX Gen 2 2867R. It's a very popular turbo. It's still used today on a lot of cars. GTRs, for example, people put these on as twins. SR20s, any kind of S chassis, people love these turbos. They're such a good turbo. This is pretty much what the disco potato turned into. So we're pretty much putting a disco potato on here. Anyways, I'm gonna be slotting this in place into the rear housing that we've got, which is a simple bolt-on rear housing. This is actually the same bolt-on rear housing you would use on an RB26 GTR or even a Silvia, believe it or not. It's kind of cool. Anyways, we're gonna put that there. I'm gonna get our hardware out of the box from Garrett. And we are going to be running an internal actuator on this as well. Just keeps things simple. We're not going for big boost. We only need 0.8 bar. That's the max that we'll be running on this. We want to keep the rods inside the block. I don't feel like doing forged rods and pistons yet, but let me know in the comment section if you want to see us maybe in the future do an actual build where we try to do everything properly, forge one of these motors and see what we really can get out of them. Being a 2-liter straight 6, it's kind of like the RB20 of the Toyota world, but with really good VVTi. Assembling these older gen turbos really makes me appreciate V-bands so much more. It's time for the big moment. Gasket going on. Turbo, let's do it. Ooh, man. All right, that's its resting place. Put some nuts on, and this isn't coming off again. Well, unless we gotta change engines or something, right? We now have the turbo mounted, the front pipe or down pipe is on, the oil drain is here, ready to go, so we'll be able to just slip that hose on there. Now it's time to get our oil feed, and this is where it's some pretty cool custom made parts by them. So they've recreated the VVTi bolt, solenoid bolt here, that then just kind of taps off it and takes the same feed and feeds that to the turbo. So we're gonna replace the OEM one that's here, and then the oil feed line just kind of comes across the top of the engine and straight to the turbo. Nice. So you can see it's pretty much the same bolt, just this one is tapped with a hole in a thread so that we can take an oil feed from it. Always a good thing to check the VVTi filter, just because sometimes if your VVTi solenoid isn't working, it's sometimes just that. Pop that back in. Done. We're ready to put the feed in. Nice. Look at that. How good does that look? And goes straight to the turbo. Nice. Alright, let's get this oil drain on. Should be enough. Oh yeah, that's enough. And she's installed. Just gotta tighten these hose clamps and we're all good and done. It's time to get a little messy. We have to put these two waterline adapters, which just tap into the heater core and give us 2 threaded AN fitting outs so that we can get water into our turbo to keep it cool. If you have a dual bearing turbo that wants water, give it water. If you don't give it water, it's not gonna last as long. You can run it with just oil only, but it's gonna eventually die. It's just how it works. Now, how we're gonna do this is we're gonna have this short line going to the bottom one there, and this long one coming in probably around there, so that it's gonna loop in such a way that it's far enough away from the dump pipe. We will be taking this dump pipe off to wrap in heat wrap, and I'm going to try my best to get a, see if we can get a beanie for this, even though it's an internally actuated one. But that will see us making sure that we try to keep all the heat management stuff under control, because this was not a turbo car. So a lot of things in this area are not meant to get any kind of heat on them. So we'll be doing our best to manage that. I think that's the right word. There's a good chance there might not be any coolant in here because it's been sitting for a while. Oh. There was coolant. Not too much though, it's not that bad. Here we go. Well, yeah, it's got coolant, all right. Nice.
But I guess this, this thing's very smart.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a plus T thing, you know? Everyone, like, you gotta get water somewhere. Instead of having to like tap into the block or anything like that, you can just get it straight from the heater lines. Why not? And then this comes here and just threads on right there. Now I obviously have to tighten everything, but that's our water lines now done. Easy. We've finished with the water lines, oil lines, everything is plumbed up to the turbo. The only thing that is left is to plumb up the engine to the turbo. So we got these bad boys, and these have got to go like that in there, and this one will go like that on this side, and it's gonna go up to a nice little turn down thing into the throttle body. This is like the most frustrating thing ever. I've never seen an engine, except for carburetor cars, right? Where the throttle body is literally like vertical, straight pointing up. It's kind of funny. Anyways, so we'll pipe these all in here. It should be pretty straightforward, and then we'll line it all up, connect the intercooler, and done. He knows I like pink.
Pink.
Boop, boop. How funny is that? I'm getting all these flashbacks. I'm getting all these flashbacks of working on Riley's car. Now that we've finished doing the turbo swap on the Altezza and the 1G, I'm sure you can gather that my goal is to get this thing to the track as soon as possible and test it out. I still love the fact that it uses the stock ECU and you can pretty much bolt this on and drive it right away. You guys saw us do it on Riley's car when we stole his car while he was back home visiting in Canada and turbo swapped it in 3 days, and completely surprising, he had no idea when I picked him up from the airport. Probably one of my favorite video series we ever did, and his reaction was priceless. But that aside, I want to know what you guys think about this. Are you excited to see me rage this thing? I don't even know if it's going to be able to do North Course. I hope it will, but we'll make it do North Course. We still got a couple tricks up our sleeve where we can extract a little bit more power out of this thing, but we got to keep it safe. I want to keep the stock rods and pistons in this thing. I don't want it to blow up. I want it to be reliable. I want this to be like the new cheap budget missiles for Ebisu. But that aside, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. Are you excited to hear this thing for the first time? I know I sure am, and I do apologize that you didn't get to hear it, but I don't want that oil pan to leak. So tune in for the next video and you'll get to hear it for the first time and run for the first time. That aside though, guys, like, comment, share, subscribe, and make sure you check out all the new merch that has dropped on SAMMIT.net. These are even available now, and we've got a whole range of new hoodies there, so go check them out. SAMMIT.net, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace. Jamata.